Hello, and welcome to another MTG Arena Brawl deck here. It's me, Saucetastic McSauce, and today we are playing Delney Streetwise Lookout, which is a white weenie style of deck. Essentially, we want to be playing creatures with power 2 or less. That's the theme. Creatures with power 2 or less. So Delney will give us an extra trigger, which is really good, and also our creatures can't be blocked by creatures with power 3 or greater. So we've got Esper Sentinel for that double trigger, and pretty much everything here is going to have some sort of triggered ability. So we do also have a lot of good kind of ETB cards. So Giver of Runes can be some good protection. Guide of Souls is a good new card. We now get 2 life and 2 energy from every creature. With Delney, some removal. We get a clue token, get 2 clue tokens. Removal, gain 2 life off any creature. Removal, 2 clue tokens. So get 2 planes. This is a fun card that is pretty much made to be played with Delney. Came out of the same set. So we can, once each turn, cast a creature with power 2 or less on the top of our library, which is just about all of our creatures. Charming Prince can blink something. We have a lot of ETB creatures, and then we can also do like a Scry 2 with that as well. Galarian Spirit is very good when we cast our second spell, which we're doing quite often because this deck's pretty low to the ground. We'll now get 2 1/1s with Delney. Removal, Invasion of Gobakhan is a good piece of disruption, and it can also turn into like a whole kind of anthem. Removal, Luminarch Aspirant will get now 2 2+1 counters, although you got to be careful with cards like this with Delney, because if I put, so say I have this out with Delney, I get 2 counters, I put them both on the Luminarch Aspirant, now it has 2 counters on it, has 3 power, so it won't trigger twice. So you got to be careful with this. I found that when I was building this deck, there was a couple different cards I was playing around with that I ended taking out that were more kind of anthem-y style cards. I still have a few ways to kind of pump up the whole board, but it's in different ways. Like, for example, I have the Virtue of Loyalty, which puts a +1 counter on all creatures I control at the beginning of my end step. And, kind of similar thing with this Invasion of Gobakhan. The creatures will still come in with 2 power. I was running like Flowering of the White Tree, give all my creatures, plus cheap Anthem. But then they were all coming in with 3 power, and I wasn't getting the double trigger. So that's why I took a couple cards like that out that you might think would be in this deck. So anyways, this is a good new card. It's a little blink engine. It can exile 2 things. It can just be 2 of your opponent's things just to get blockers out of the way. So good. And we'll get an extra token off this. Draw 2 cards. This is just a good card here. It's just about most of our creatures, or most of our cards are going to be creatures. Daxos is good. He can be very, very tough, have a lot of toughness, and also gain us lots of life. Tomek is just a 2-mana 2/3 flyer with some keywords that are relevant sometimes, or some abilities. White Orchard Phantom I found is pretty good. Destroy 2 lands when it enters the battlefield. And sometimes if they're playing these 5-color decks, they don't have a ton of basics, so you might actually just be land destruction. Some ramp. This is ramp on a creature with power 2 or less, so we can play it off the top with Assemble the Players, or so that's good for that. Pro Medallion, all these medallions in any monocolored deck, it's pretty much an auto include. You should put the medallion in of that color. I wouldn't really run it in anything that's not a monocolored deck, unless it's like very seriously like leaning one way. Like I have it like the deck I just published, I think. So anyways, this is taking too long, so we've got just lots of good creatures that with good powers, or with good abilities that trigger off power 2 or less. Loran, Militia Bugler finds us a creature. This is a really great new one from the big score. We'll get, now whenever we cast a creature, we'll get either 2 1/1s, or we can copy other artifact tokens, which we're not really doing, but very, very good in this deck. We got a couple creatures here that can be removal, so we already had Loran blows up artifacts or enchantments. This guy can hit creatures, and he can also be specialized. It's a good new card. Find us pretty much any creature in our deck, besides like our big finishers, but Sanguine Evangelist is very good here, makes more creatures, and it can pump our whole board. Wedding Announcement, very good, draws cards. Adeline, typically she has more than 2 power, but it doesn't really matter. Adeline's just so good in this style of deck. Rumor Gatherer, with Delney out, playing 1 creature will just draw us a card off this, or we'll scry 1 and then draw a card, so... Or no, I guess it's draw a card instead, so we just draw, but... Pretty good. Skyclave Apparition, very good in this deck. And there's a couple white sweepers that specifically care about, like, power. So this one, Battle of Bywater, 3 mana, can easily be destroy all of our opponent's creatures, and then make, like, 5 food tokens, so that's super good. Here's some more removal. Werefox Bodyguard, Oketra's Monument, discounts our creatures and then gives us some tokens. Felidar Retreat can either give us 2/2s, which is good with Delney, or just start pumping up our board. Lae'zel's Acrobatics is a fun kind of mass blink spell. We've got so many ETB creatures here, it's really good for that. Mangara is a kind of fun creature. You don't really see him very often, but he's got 2 power, and he can draw us, 2 cards if our opponent casts spells or attacks. He can, draw us 4 cards if he's getting doubled off the Hellnave and they cast 2 spells and then attack with 2 creatures. Saradoc is super good here. Every creature now gives us a 1/1, and we can tap those 1/1s to turn them into a big life-linking creature. Very fun. Tashar, we've got a decent amount of legendary creatures, and it also triggers off artifacts too, so that's Arcane Signet, Oketra's Monument, that kind of stuff, to reanimate our creatures. Most of our creatures are mana value 3 or less, so lots of room there. This is a good new card. It can either be a land or just destroy an artifact or enchantment on a 2-power creature. Super good for this deck. Wandering Emperor is just good in most white decks. Solemn can get us 2 lands. Elish Norn, now we're up into the few creatures that don't have power 2 or less. So Elish Norn, we have so many enter the battlefield creatures. This is so good here. It turns off all of our opponents enter the battlefield creatures. It turns off all landfall. Such a good card in Brawl. Rabble Rousing can, we often have, 6-7 creatures on the board, so this can just be a ton of tokens on a free spell. Elspeth is good. It can get us a creature, and then it can pump up other ones later. Here's another sweeper that cares about power, so we'll typically pick, 1 or 2 here, and then destroy all of our opponent's big creatures. Maybe they'll keep a couple smaller ones, but Virtue of Loyalty, very good. Makes a 2-powered creature, and then it can just be a good anthem effect. Here's another one, destroy all creatures of power 3 or greater, and then we can also get pretty much all creature cards from our graveyard back to our hand. Super good. Sun Titan, very similar to like Tashar. Is just reanimate our smaller creatures. Elish Norn, in any white deck that runs creatures, you should play this card because it's super good. Moonshaker Cavalry is pretty much Craterhoof Behemoth in white. And that's the deck. It's very fun. I think it's quite powerful. So let's do it. Now that I yapped about this for 8.5 minutes. Now don't pay attention to that deck that I had there. That's for another video. I was debating whether to record a video for 6, the new commander from Modern Horizons, which is a very fun deck. I can't wait to show that one. Or this one, but I played the 6 deck a lot recently, so I decided to play something a little different. Alright, here we go. Troxa. It's gonna be a good test of how good this deck is. We go first. I think we keep this. A little awkward here, actually, on the mana. I had to run Access Tunnel in this deck. Come on. Is it that good? I don't know, but it cares about power 3 or less. So I think I'll play Assemble the Players here. We have Pearl Medallion coming up, which is pretty good. I'll probably play that, and the Resolute Reinforcements next turn. Yeah, we do have a land, so that's good. So this can tap for mana this turn, yeah. Ow. No, but I should have waited, because now if I want to play this, I gotta do it now. Or I shouldn't have waited, I should have not gotten screwed by the auto tapper so I could flash this in and maybe ambush their creature. That's annoying. That is annoying. So if they play Atraxa here, I'm just getting rid of it with the Werefox, which is good. These style of creatures, where when they enter the battlefield, they exile something like a the creature or something, is so good against their commanders, because typically they'll exile their commander, and then and they'll choose to put it back in the command zone. So if you like blink it later, like we got a couple ways to blink stuff in here, or just when it dies they won't get anything back. It's very good. All right. Well, at least we're not getting any creatures off the top, but we are getting playables. So I think we go for the wedding announcement here. And then we'll attack with these, and we'll draw a card. So, Elspeth Resplendent on top. Is Atraxa coming out? Probably.
This one out.
Teferi? Is that really worth it, Teferi? I'm just gonna attack you down next turn. Finally, we can play something off the top. So, okay. Mentor of the Meek, yes. And, let's attack you down. And I think we hold up either Wandering Emperor, or actually, I could just exile this thing now with Wandering Emperor, which I think I like doing that. Just do that now, because I don't really want to. I don't want them having any more mana.
You protect my people. You are not much of a roadblock.
Yeah, you hear that? You're not much of a roadblock. Now they might have a sweeper here. Nope, actually, this is definitely Atraxa Planeswalker.
All your fears are given form.
Okay, I'm just thinking how to do this. Okay, so I know it's the value play to play Solemn off the top, but I want to kill this Ashiok. And I can do that by putting a counter on you, and then playing Elspeth, and putting a counter on you. We'll give it, I don't know, lifelink, I suppose. Maybe I should have done it on the Mentor, and then we'll play the Werefox Bodyguard and get rid of this. Unfortunately, I can't draw a card off it, but Ashiok is dead. Oh, and our opponent is dead. So they didn't like that. I'm not really too sad to see the Atraxa player rage quit. So that's what we call a W. Pearl Medallion just really pulling its weight there, giving us that discount on the spells. We wouldn't have been able to make that play. Alright, Acererak. White versus black. Here we go. We go first. I like this hand. So do we want the farm hand? Yeah, probably. Just keep the lands flowing. And now, do we want to play Delney or do we want to play Wedding Announcement? I'm not sure. Yeah, get the Wedding Announcement down. Offer the trade here. So with Cavern of Souls, we typically do human. Jorva's Familiar. I think we probably kill that with Patriarch's Humiliation. Draw a card. Thank you. We might Felidar Retreat next turn, make a token, I think. So yeah, our opponent is looking for, what's it called? Paradox Engine, that's what they want. Nykthos was a good draw. But I still think it's, Felidar Retreat here. Next turn, maybe play Invasion. Draw another card here. Wedding Announcement. And then we've got some pretty good plays next turn. I think we can play all three of these. Hope he doesn't have Paradox Engine in his hand, but if he does, I can make it more expensive. Here comes Asarak. So I think Relic of Legends is good with him on the stack. Nope. Right? Can you not with him on the stack use Relic of Legends to make mana? Maybe not. You might have to do it in full control. But he's going for the big dungeon. What? Or not? Alright. Well, I guess they thought they were done. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, I was gonna play Soul War. I mean, they weren't dead, but although, were they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, yeah, actually, they were dead. So, they were dead. I've never really, I've seen those Asarak decks floating around for a while, where it's you just kind of replay him over and over, and you play a bunch of cards that discount him, so you can get him down to like 1 or sometimes even like 0 mana. I mean, like the new what even is it? Talisman, I think, from Modern Horizons, that black spells cost 1 less, is perfect for that deck. It's kind of like a storm deck. It's an interesting deck, but as with most Paradox Engine combo decks, it's not my favorite. Just kind of boring. See, this is, I'm not sure if I keep this hand or not. See, if I draw like a 1 or a 2 mana creature, I'm doing pretty good. But these are 3 mana, 3 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana. Commander's 3 mana. And our opponent goes first. I think this is a mulligan. Okay. This is better. What does this thing do? Can't cast non-creature spells with mana value. Oh, well, I can take this. Mana value greater than the number of lands, and if I play free... Okay, that doesn't do anything to me. So their commander is just a 2/2. Because we, besides Solemn Simulacrum, we don't really ramp. And, we don't play free spells. Land is good. Alright. Don't really need any more land for a bit. But we've got plenty of cards. Okay, what did I say about land? Delney, I think the old tech Matter Weaver. Probably it doesn't matter because it's getting countered, but never mind. Maybe they had a negate or something. Okay. Well, they didn't have it last turn, so... Attack with that. Not really sure what our opponent is doing here. They're not casting any spells. Alright, we got a mana rock. But if I'm gonna be honest, I think they're probably about to scoop. I mean, they probably have a sweeper, right? So I think we play Adeline Rover extending. I think we either play Wandering Emperor or Lae'zel's Acrobatics, but we can attack. And we'll just chill. Flash something in. This is a fun card. Like, what is this? What are you doing? You gonna counter this? I like Charming Prince. Make 2 1/1s. Get 2 Charming Prince triggers. Like that, and let's scry 2. I don't really want either of those cards. Now we'll draw 2 cards off that, and we'll hold up the Lae'zel's Acrobatics. I feel like there's got to be a sweeper coming, but. Charming Prince was good there. Ooh, Skyclave Apparition was tasty. Yeah, none of that. Oh, nice. We got the high roll. This is just a fun card. Command Zone? No. Let's scry 2 and gain 3 life. Sure. Or actually, no, those are kind of lame. Draw 2 more cards here. Yes, sir. See, that's why we have Lae'zel's Acrobatics. So we get all our creatures back twice. I'm thinking we just keep plinking this and drawing cards. Scry 2. Sure, we'll take the dog. Give me another dog. This dog is being a good boy. He's drawn me lots of cards. And now I'm thinking now is the time for Adeline, because I'm thinking now is probably where they have another sweeper, but we chill here. That's gonna make me discard a card. I think that's actually fine. We'll discard I'll actually have to discard a couple cards here. Okay, we'll discard Plains. Tomic we don't really care about. Maybe Wedding Announcement. The Sun Titan gets any permanent back. No, not. We won't keep that. Alright, yeah. I was taking a bit too long there, I guess. They only had 3 lands. We totally got them with that sweeper there. Saved just about all our creatures. And drew a ton of cards off that good dog. So, that was nice. I think we'll try to get at least one more game in. Alrighty, so we go first here. Pretty good hand. We got some nice removal, a little bit of disruption there, and Sun Titan eventually can get everything else out of our graveyard. So we are playing against Big Bolus, so we can take a look at their hand. Oh boy. What do we even want to get rid of here, man? Ugh. So this is a theft deck, I can tell, yes. I think we just get rid of that card on principle. So he's gonna heist me. So what does heist mean? Look at 3 random non-land cards, and he can play 1. Okay. Delney? No, I think Delney just immediately dies, yeah. White Orchid Phantom here, though. Destroys the land. Hopefully makes them miss a land drop. And keeps them from casting some of their spells. So miss your land drop, please. Ah ha ha! Oh! Somebody missed a land drop. Embarrassing. You have a counter? Are you gonna bounce something? You gonna bounce Delney with the Cyclonic Rift? Yes. Sure, man. That's just gonna give me 2 triggers off it when I replay it. Although you don't have any non-basic lands. Rats. To the command zone? Yeah, you can go to the command zone. That was a good draw. I'm hitting my land drops. Can you say the same? Oh, he can. No red mana, though. These only hit creatures. Yeah. So we get this, the Aspirant out here. And I think we just get this. It doesn't destroy anything, but it's so Angrat's Rampage, we can keep her on these better creatures, and we get to flip this. So now this can protect our board and is gonna keep pumping it up. Felidar Retreat, I guess that's the card he heisted from me, but still can't hit those land drops. And a landfall card doesn't really do that much when you can't hit those land drops. So put some more lands in your deck. Karudur. Better luck next time. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this this episode of the Brawl decks. And since I got a pack here, I might as well open that, see what I get. I'll get a mythic wild card out of that. So we like that. And, got a first copy of this card, so that's always nice. Anyways, hope you enjoyed the deck. It's a very fun, kind of classic white weenie style deck. Yeah, stay tuned for the next one.